my home city.
This is our second day in St. Petersburg. After a bit of rest, we decided to go for a stroll around the city. Unfortunately, I lost almost 2 hours of footage. I'm absolutely gutted about it. Luckily, I also filmed on my phone, so here is our walk through St. Petersburg. We are starting our walk on the Palace Embankment. Across the river Neva, you can see the Peter and Paul fortress, where Peter the Great, along with his wife, other emperors, and the most recently Nicholas II and his family are buried. That tall glass building in the distance is a Lahta Center, the tallest building in Europe. This park with statues and miniatures of iconic St. Petersburg landmarks is located in Alexandrovsky Park, not far from Peter and Paul Fortress. At the large table sit full-sized sculptures of the city's most influential architects, the people who made an invaluable contribution to the look and feel of St. Petersburg. Their statues have been polished smooth by visitors over the years, and each one has its own little superstition. There is also an empty chair at the table where you can sit and enjoy these legendary figures. Here in Alexandrovsky Park, you will also find a collection of detailed miniatures of St. Petersburg's most iconic landmarks. From the majestic St. Isaac's Cathedral to the intricate Peter and Paul Fortress, these small-scale models are beautifully crafted and give you a chance to admire the city's architecture all in one place. It's a fun spot for both tourists and locals. Kids love it, and adults enjoy taking a closer look at the details. It's almost like walking through a tiny version of the city. I couldn't help myself. I had to rub the laurel crown on the chariot of glory for good luck. The laurel crown is a symbol of triumph, victory, eternity, and even immortality.
Казанский собор. Казанский собор у нас Вороничен. Вороничен был крепостным, чей дворец находится буквально в шаговой доступности на углу Мойки, такой розницей здания. И если бы Вороничину удалось...
This is a sculpture of Saint Peter holding the keys to heaven. Our next stop is, well, a Scottish pub. Yes, you heard me right. Scottish and Irish pubs are actually very popular here in St. Petersburg. Here's the quick look at the menu. Let's see what this pub has to offer.
Просто быстро сниму сейчас для видео.
This is what the inside looks like. Downstairs, it's a small and cozy space filled with characters. An old grandfather clock, mannequin dressed like a Scotsman, an antique phone that feels like something from a classic film, and bagpipes hanging proudly on the walls. They've got a nice range of beer and even serve authentic Scottish whiskey. They even have a kilt on display inside a glass cabinet on the wall.
Cheers for the first drink at the Scottish pub.
Hi, I'm John, Scottish guy in St. Petersburg. Pleased to meet you.
At the Scottish pub.
In a Scottish themed pub.
How's your beer?
Yes,
It's okay. And I had non-alcoholic berry drink. Real nice, refreshing.
After a quick stop for some refreshing drinks, we headed over to Palace Square. We didn't expect to see half of the square closed off. It turned out to be a reversal for an upcoming event.
It's a reversal for the parade and the concert.
Пошло стихотворение. Пошли. Пошли. Также на линию выходим. Ближе к центру. Стой. Вам чуть дальше от центра. Пошло стихотворение, пошли.
This is Alexandrovsky Pillar, also known as the Alexander Column. It was built to commemorate Russia's victory over Napoleon in the War of 1812. At 47.5 meters tall, it's one of the 5 tallest freestanding columns in the world and holds the records as the tallest monolithic column ever built. The column is made of a single piece of red granite and is topped with the angel holding a cross symbolizing peace and triumph. While walking around Palace Square, I saw a military orchestra rehearsing for an upcoming event. One of the most iconic pieces they often perform at such events is a Russian patriotic march called Farewell of Slavyanka. The title means Farewell of the Slavic Woman and has a long and complex history. The song was originally written in 1912 by composer Vasily Agapkin. It was used in both Imperial Russia and later by the Soviet Union. This song accompanied Russian soldiers as they went to war. It represents the emotional farewell between a soldier and the woman he leaves behind, and associated with bravery, sacrifice, and patriotism. You can often hear it on Victory Day or at military parades in Russia. This beautiful building you see is the Winter Palace, one of the most iconic landmarks in St. Petersburg. It was the official residence of the Russian emperors from 1732 until the 1917 revolution. The current building, in stunning Baroque style, was designed by Italian architect Bartolomeo Rastrelli and completed in the mid-18th century. It's absolutely massive, over 1,000 rooms, and now forms part of the Hermitage Museum, one of the largest and most famous art museums in the world. The Winter Palace is a symbol of both the glory and the downfall of Imperial Russia. Today it houses priceless art collections, but 100 years ago it witnessed revolutions and the end of the Romanov dynasty. Every stone has a story. I'm walking through the Triumphal Arch of the General Staff building, right here on Palace Square. It was built after Russia's victory over Napoleon in the War of 1812. This arch connects the Palace Square to Nevsky Avenue, so you're literally stepping from the heart of imperial power straight into the bustling heart of the city. This street, Malaya Marsaya, which translates as Small Marine Street, is just off the Triumphal Arch. It's often used to display different kinds of exhibitions. Right now, it features a photo exhibition dedicated to Victory Day in the Great Patriotic War. In 2025, Russia is marking 80 years since the victory in World War II. Each poster shows only the joyful moments: soldiers coming home, people celebrating in the street, families reunited. It's a very emotional contrast. Behind every smile in these photos, there is a story of loss, sacrifice, and incredible resilience. We are now stepping into Nevsky Avenue, the main artery of St. Petersburg. It's the city's most famous and historic street, always busy, always full of life. This is Kazan Cathedral, an incredible landmark with a rich history. I will be making a full video about it soon, so make sure to subscribe and turn on notification so you don't miss any of my content from St. Petersburg and Moscow. After a long day out, we are finally heading back home. We had to take the metro and change lines after one stop. The underground called Gostinny Dvor, which is translated as a guest house or guest yard.
Следующая станция Маяковская.
And after about half an hour ride, we reached the last stop on the northwestern edge of St. Petersburg. This guy just said he's just as shocked as I am. These scooters literally everywhere. On the way home, we decided to stop by a Georgian restaurant. They are very popular here in St. Petersburg, and for good reason. Let's take a quick look at the menu. This is the wine list. A 125 ml glass of Armenian blackberry or pomegranate wine cost 390 rubles. Here's some shots. The prices for 4 small glasses: 580 rubles and 480 rubles. Here are the prices for beer. A pint of lager cost 310 rubles. And now let's take a look at the food menu. What I really like about restaurants in Russia is that almost every place has menus with photos of the dishes, so you can see exactly what you're ordering. On this page, for example, is a Georgian-style dumplings called khinkali. The price is 99 rubles per dumpling, and the minimum order is 2. They are usually steamed, but you can also get them fried if you prefer. On the next page, there is naan-style bread with cheese called khachapuri, which is really delicious actually. We ordered one to share. It's had cheese and bacon wrapped in puff pastry. I kept going over the menu again and again. All these photos made me so hungry. My eyes were eating more than my stomach. Just look at these pictures of freshly cooked and beautifully presented dishes. Georgian restaurants are also famous for grilled meat. One popular option is a big platter with the different varieties of barbecued meat to share. The price for this platter, for example, is 3,300 rubles. And if you want something smaller, they also offer individual skewers. Here's the selection of these homemade lemonades.
That's the menu.
Cheers to you, my lovely viewers. I got permission to film around the bar and sneak a peek at where they make delicious cheesy naan bread and pizza. This is a small restaurant we've been to a few times now, so we already know what to order. If you like cheese, then khachapuri is a cheesy naan bread is a must try. Also definitely try the dumplings, though Jim isn't too keen on them. As for me, I actually prefer Russian-style dumplings. Chin-chin, everyone!
Okay.
Our food's here. I got an aubergine salad with soft cheese. Jim ordered a chicken Caesar salad, and we're sharing some cheesy naan bread.
With bacon and cheese, and puff pastry, little pie, and I've got this is aubergine salad with cheese and some tomatoes. This blackberry wine is so delicious. It's my second glass and I don't drink. I thought I don't drink. And the bill came to £29 for all of it. 2 glasses of wine, 2 pints of beer, cheese, kind of pie, and 2 salads.